Hi there. Planning for an MBA in 2025 and wondering how to decide on which specialization to take in your MBA course? Well, the seven top and most popular specializations that MBA courses offer are finance, marketing, sales, operations, consulting, business analytics, general management, and strategy. And when you are talking about which of these one should go at, there are a lot of confusion of a lot of students who have just taken up an MBA course without any perspective of what these are, face a lot of issues in deciding which specialization to take. Now, one of the things that you need to understand is before you enter a B school, that while you can have, and this is the good news for you, that while you can have a perspective about which MBA course you would like to pursue, which specialization you like to pursue, most B schools in their 2 year course, MBA course, will allow you to actually freeze on a specialization only in the second year. So you actually get the first year, which is common for all these specializations, where everybody studies the same thing, and you can actually delay this decision towards the last end of the first year also, by which time you'll be much more aware of the B school and of the specific specialization that one is talking about to make a more informed choice. Of course, on the contrary, there are few B schools, specifically SPJM comes to mind as one of them, where you have to pre-decide on the specialization you want to join, and that's in that case you will typically go with the predisposition you have. Now, what I've seen a lot of people do is they try to make this decision basis the average salary packages and the salary packages offered in these B schools or in the B school you're going to with respect to a specific specialization. While that's a good way to have an indicative idea of which area you want to specialize in, ठीक है वो, लेकिन there's a small issue in that, and the issue is that what if that area or that specialization does not match to your personality and what you like doing? Please remember, the real value of an MBA comes over a career of 30 years, not in the first 2 years, 5 years. The short term is not what you focus on. You build a base in the short term so that by the time you reach the top, reach your 40s and early 50s, you are at the top of your industry. And if you can do that, you will earn what you earn in the first 20 years, you will earn in 1 year in your career towards that phase of your career. And that is why making sure that the specialization you pick up is not just the specialization you are inclined to because of the placement and the packages offered at the B school, but because of the match of what you bring to the table and the match of what a career in that or typical career from that specialization leads to is some of the things that you should consider before taking this all important decision. So in this video, you're with me, Arun Sharma, and I'm trying to tell you, or I'm trying to guide you through all these seven major specializations that we are talking about, at least the top ones of them. And we'll try to look at the IIM Ahmedabad 2023 placement report also. And in that report, we'll try to see the packages which are available. And we'll also discuss typical careers, typical opportunities, typical industries you enter, the kind of work you do with each specialization, and what skills are required for that specialization. So do continue listening to this because it could be a very important video for your future decisions. So let's start with the most popular or the most sought after specialization, which is the finance specialization. Now, a finance specialization typically leads you into careers in investment banking, corporate finance, asset and wealth management, risk and compliance, consulting, and fintech and banking. So these are typical career paths which your finance MBA will take you towards. And needless to say, a finance MBA requires you to have a strong feel of numbers, strong number crunching ability, attention to detail, analytical thinking ability, teamwork, ability to work in teams, and most importantly, the ability to understand businesses, understand the what drives businesses, what are the core critical elements of a business, understand economics and economic trends, not just Indian but across the world. So it's a field that requires all these skills that you have to bring to the table. And if you're not good at numbers, you're not good at, or you do not enjoy reading about economies or learning about what's happening across economies across the world, then this might not be the field that you really want to do unless you can build that interest and passion for it. So let's now take a look at the IIM Ahmedabad placement report and and 2023 placement report. And this placement report, the typical uh, job opportunities of finance, the finance MBAs, there were approximately 45 of a batch of around 380 uh, from Ahmedabad who took placement in finance. And Ahmedabad gives you a very detailed report in terms of the placement statistics. And one thing which I really like about this report is that they give you two angles. One is the total guaranteed cash component. That is what can be described as a salary, and the other is what they call as the maximum earning potential, which means salary plus incentives. So if I look at the guaranteed cash component in finance, the package ranges from 18 lakh 5,000 to 70 lakhs. And why I'm doing this through Ahmedabad is because Ahmedabad, of course, is the top B school in the country. And if we have data from Ahmedabad, any other B school, any other B school in India, uh, a finance MBA would typically earn a percentage of the Ahmedabad's MBA's package. So you can think of the kind of B school you're going to. You're going to a tier 1 B school, a tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 B school. And based on the Ahmedabad numbers that we are crunching in this video, you can actually then try to maybe put a percentage of it, 70%, 80%, 60% of these salaries you can actually expect from the B school you are realistically going to. And of course, if you happen to be going to Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, Indian School of Business, any of these, then you can actually expect these kind of packages. So in the finance area, the minimum package is 18 lakh 5,000, the maximum is 70 lakhs. So that's the range, 18 lakh 5,000 to 70 lakhs. Uh, More importantly, and this is the total guaranteed cash component. And more importantly, the mean and the median. The mean package is 34 lakh 28,000 and the median package is 30 lakhs. And this is the guaranteed cash component. When you talk about the maximum earning potential, the lowest is 18 lakh 5,000, the highest is 1.46 crores. That means the 70 lakh guy might have got a 75 lakh bonus component based on his performance, of course. So the when you talk about maximum earning potential to the guaranteed cash component, you add the bonuses and extras that you're getting during based on your performance, typically in that company or in that placement. And the median goes from 30 lakhs to 40 lakhs. Why median is important is because half the people would be earning less than that and half the people will be earning over that. So the median maximum earning potential in the finance sector is 40 lakhs and the mean is 48 lakhs. The mean will always be higher than the median in these cases, simply because of the fact that the skew is always towards the higher side. There's more weightage, or the length of the higher side of the spectrum is much higher than the lower side of the spectrum. So the median is 48 lakhs, and the mean is 48 lakhs, and the median is 40 lakhs. So this is the maximum earning potential for an Ahmedabad graduate of the 2023 batch. So you can actually expect something of that sort if you somewhere around the mean as a finance graduate from Ahmedabad, you would be in the range of 30 to 35 lakhs. And coming from any other B school, uh, it might come down to somewhere in the 20s, or if you go to tier 3, tier 4 B schools, will even come down all the way to 8 to 10 to 12 lakhs. And there's one more factor. You really, from tier 3, tier 4 B schools, you will not really get hardcore finance offers. So you might end up going into a finance based company but doing marketing or sales there. So that's another factor that you need to be aware of when you're thinking of a MBA in finance. So let's now move to the next specialization, which is marketing. Marketing, as you know, is, along with finance, one of the top specializations for MBA students. And marketing leads you into careers of marketing management, digital marketing, sales and business development, market research and analytics, consulting and strategy, advertising and PR. And typically, marketing also leads you into into a wide junction of domains with respect to whether you go into a B2C marketing role, that means business to consumer marketing role, consumer facing marketing role, or B2B, that means you are doing marketing, or you are responsible for marketing on the B2B stage. That means you're marketing your products, your and services of your organization into other businesses and organizations. So you have all these spectrum of careers available in marketing. Now, if you ask me what are the typical character traits or character skills that you need as an MBA in marketing and to be successful in these roles, uh, definitely an outgoing nature, a gregarious outgoing nature, the willingness to travel and the enjoyment of travel, because uh, it's not just going to be a couple of months that you're going to do it. You're going to do it for an entire career. A typical marketing professional might be on the road for 8 to 10 days a month, or even larger in the initial years of your career. So you have to enjoy it. Ability to deal with people, ability to understand cultures, ability to empathize with people, because marketing and sales job is very, very people oriented. It's a lot people facing, much more people facing than a finance job is. So, so these are the factors that you need to consider. If you are good at these things and if you enjoy these kind of things, you should, you might want to go into marketing than finance. Uh, Now let's look at the numbers, what the numbers say from the IMA placement report. So marketing sales, contrasting to 18 lakhs to 70 lakhs, marketing sales was the range was 12 lakhs 15,000 to 36 lakhs, and the median and mode in this case, the median and mean in this case was very close to each other. Mean is 26 lakhs 38,000. The median is 26 lakh 34,000. So what it means to say is that half the people earn between 12 lakh 15,000 to 26 lakhs 34,000. Half the people earn between 12.15 to 26.34. Half the people earn 26.34 to 36 lakhs. This is the guaranteed cash component. If we add the incentives, the numbers look a little bit better. The minimum goes to 25 lakhs, the maximum goes to 66 lakhs, against 12 to 36, 25 to 66, and the median and mean go to in the 30 to 31 lakh range. So again, if this is IIM Ahmedabad, all other B schools of that level, Bangalore, Calcutta, ISB, XLRI, might be in a similar range. But if you look at B schools on the lower side, the new AMs, the baby AMs, you can start expecting packages in the mid 20s, early late teens. And if you go to tier 3, tier 4 B schools, private B schools, which do not have that kind of brand, because as you know, placement matters, or placement is a lot dependent on what B school you are, what the institute brand also, and the kind of companies coming to your institute. So it can come down all the way to 8 to 10 lakhs also, depending on the B school you are going to. So this would be the range of packages. But one advantage marketing definitely has, along with finance, is that both these careers lead you to the top of the industry, because either you are managing money for which you will be taken to the top, or you're bringing money to the company for which you'll be taken to the top. So both these career choices are good career choices in terms of long-term career options that they throw to reach the top of the industries you're going into. Also, one factor you should, on the surface, you should understand that finance is, or you the numbers definitely show that finance is a little bit more paying than marketing. But one factor that should mitigate this gap a little bit, if you're inclined towards marketing, is that if you look at, typically, if you map this against a secondary statistic, and that is what is the work experience of the people who were getting into these roles. So you'll typically see at most B schools, the finance people who are doing finance are typically people of, I mean, they are the people with a little bit of work ex. I mean, there's a skew. At least that's my personal gut feel. There's a skew. I don't know whether the numbers show this or not, but my gut feel always has been there's a skew of the workex people, the people who have worked to get into finance, and people, and typically marketing, sales, the freshers that at in Indian B schools, as you know, 30-40% of batches in Indian B schools are freshers. So a lot of times the freshers tend to go towards marketing and sales, unless somebody who's really ingrained in that career in marketing and sales. So you'll see this as one of the reasons. So what will happen because of that is, if I'm somebody who's already taken 3 years of experience and then get into finance, my placement will obviously be a little bit mid-level rather than a starting level role, right? If somebody is fresh out of college, just passed out in 2020, 25, and going and passing out and getting into an MBA and passing out in 2027, that kind of person has zero work ex, so he's taken in more as a trainee, and rather than a lateral kind of a placement or a mid a jump of a couple of steps. And this does happen at B school interviews, where you can actually negotiate based on your work ex that you bring to the table. You can negotiate with the uh, interviewer about him taking you a little bit higher than where once he's clued in on you, once he's decided on you, you actually can push him to give you a little bit of extra. So that might be one of the reasons, considering this. For freshers, my gut feel is that more or less there'll be similar packages, but you can take your choice. But as I've always told you, and I repeat this, your choice has to be basis what skills you bring to the table and whether it matches the requirements of that career rather than just the starting packages. So let's now move into consulting and other roles. So the third specialization I'm talking about in this video is consulting. And consulting, basically the kind of careers you build is that of a management or a strategic consultant, an operations or a marketing consultant. And of course, consulting is one of the most attractive areas to do an MBA from, because typically the consulting firms actually are pretty good, well paying, and the job is also pretty lucrative because it's a very interesting job. Because as a consultant, you're mostly analyzing businesses all the time, so it requires a lot of deep analytical thinking, the ability to analyze businesses, the ability to see through systems and structures inside businesses to understand what, I mean, you will be expected to look at a sales chart and try to look at what the organization is doing and try to find the gap between what it's doing and what will impact the sales. Those kind of problem solving situations are pretty exciting to actually work in consulting. So that's what people get paid for in consulting. And if you bring these skills to the table and you're going to enjoy a career in consulting, by all means go into consulting. The Ahmedabad uh, consulting function uh, packages were in the range of 22 lakhs to 45 lakhs, with a mean and a median of around 28.5 lakhs to 29.11 lakhs. So if you compare this to the mean of finance, 30 lakhs versus 34 lakhs versus 29 lakhs, this is the guaranteed cash component. When you talk about the maximum earning potential, the mean was 34 lakhs, the median was 33 lakhs, the maximum for the maximum earning potential was 56 lakhs. So if we get rid of the one outlier placement in finance, where the maximum guaranteed cash component is 70 lakhs and the maximum earning potential is 1.46 crores. If you get rid of that, the more or less the kind of packages and offers you get in consulting are typically similar to the role uh, of finance graduates, right? And when you do consulting, typically your specialization is what is called as general management specialization, or you might do a mix of marketing and finance kind of specialization when you're getting into consulting roles from the top IIMs, right? So let's next look at roles in data analytics and of course HR and operations. So those are the next areas we'll look at now. So the next area I'm looking at is human resources. And when I'm looking at human resources for salary packages, etc., I really cannot go into Ahmedabad reports because of the fact simply that typically no students or from the top B schools, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, you'll normally have very few students who will actually be interested in HR and going into HR. So what I'm doing for HR, for analyzing the HR function and the HR specialization, is getting into the top HRB school in the country, which is XLRI, and looking at the placement report of that. And I'm looking at the 2023 placement report of XLRI when I'm talking about the numbers here. And again, HR, the function, getting into an HR function role actually gets you into, while it is of course the HR team of companies and human resource consulting and those kind of areas is what you get into. The typical skills that you need to bring in mostly for HR is a lot of people orientation, people facing, it's a people facing role, so a lot of teamwork, leadership, ability to inspire people, ability to motivate people. These are kind of roles, or these are kind of skills that you need to bring to the table if you're serious about a career in HR. And of course, the ability to empathize with people, the ability to see other people's problems. These are things that again, the HR role is something which it demands. Having said that, if you look at the track records of HR professionals from top B schools, you will find that over a period of 10, 15, 20 years, the top performers are able to just not just move out of their HR dominant roles, but they're also moving into general management roles, etc. So you'll find a lot of HR graduates from colleges like XLRI, who are at the top of organizations running sales, marketing, finance, and everything. So you're not restricted in that sense. Of course, if you're doing an HR course from a tier 2 or tier 3 B school, then of course your cross functional mobility becomes an issue. But again, why would you do an HR? Is because you're specifically interested in that field, you're specifically interested in understanding it. And at least from my perspective, I've found HR to be one of the most educative and inspiring courses in the MBA course. So if you're really interested in HR, please go ahead and do it. Don't listen to what other people are telling you, because ultimately you have to enjoy. If you enjoy what you're doing, you'll not be working in your life. And if you're not working in your life and you're enjoying what you're doing, you'll not feel the work. That I mean, when I say not working in life, I mean to say you will not feel the work in your life. You'll feel engaged in it completely. And if you can reach the top roles in that area, you will only be able to reach the top roles if you enjoy the work you do. So coming to the placement reports, the mean median for HR graduates from XLRI was in the range of 21.12 to 21.25 lakhs. And this is the fixed yearly component, and the minimum and maximum was between 15 lakhs 7,000 to 25 lakhs 77,000. This is the fixed yearly component. But if you look at this is the guaranteed part. If you look at the maximum earning potential, the maximum earning potential of human resource graduates from XLRI was between 19 lakhs to 35 lakhs, 34.98. The means and the medians shift to 26 lakhs 57,000 and 20 lakhs 26 lakhs 71,000. That's the mean. 26 lakh 51,000 is the 57,000 the median for human resources for this area. Let's now move to an area which is not used to be there during our times, but has become a hot area in the context of the kind of data that is getting generated all across the world, and that is business analytics. In today's world, we are inundated with data, and companies realize that, and business decision making is no longer on the basis of what I feel, what the gut feel is. Data analytics in that context has become one of the most important functions in businesses today across the world. And the kind of job opportunities, the kind of career paths, the kind of work you will be doing after a MBA in data analytics will be those of data analysis or as a data analyst. There's also something called business intelligence analyst. You can become a data scientist. You can become a marketing or a financial analyst. Of course, you can become a management consultant. You can of course also be something called a chief data officer of companies, and of course, consulting roles as business analytics consultants are also open to you as a analytics or a business analytics student or an MBA. with specialization in business analytics. So these are the roles, typical kind of career paths. Needless to say, again, ability to think strategically, ability to crunch numbers, ability to see trends inside numbers, problem solving ability. These are skills that are very important as an MBA in business analytics, specialization, and for careers in this area. So let's try to look at what the placement report. I really cannot. I mean, I'm Bangalore has a specific program on MBA on PGP BA, but I'm Bangalore. Unfortunately, in its placement report does not give us very detailed breakdown of data. So if I'm going for data, I have to go to the data analytics table for Ahmedabad and 23 report, and the typical package. I mean, there's only one student, so this is not representative also of the industry uh, on data analytics from there. So 25 lakhs is 25 lakh 52,000 was the package with the 3 lakh incentive or bonus. So 28 lakhs would be the typical highest package that you would get on data analytics. But again, if you're looking at, so it's safe to say that you can actually expect a package of around 25 lakhs if you're from the top B schools, 25 lakhs if you're in the top B schools for data analytics. But if you are from a lower level B school, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, you will go into the range of 10, 12, 15. So broadly, you will see one thing that unless you are an outlier, I mean, looking at all these areas, unless you are really an outlier uh, of in the domain of finance, your typical salaries at the top B schools will range between 21, 22 to 33, 34 lakhs. That's the range. And for any other B school, it'll be plus minus not plus, on the lower side, 80%, 90%, 70%, depending on the institute brand name. But as I mentioned to you and repeatedly repeating, your decision should not just be based on what package you will get or what package people are getting. Your decision has to be based on your ability to do well in the industry you choose. So make that your primary focus rather than the placements. So I hope this video has been useful to you. Uh, One last thing I forgot was operations. Operations is typically production related activity. So production or sourcing kind of activities. You are a production manager. You are running factories. You're making sure that the output of manufacturing industry is good. So typically, if you're in operations, you're either going into manufacturing industry or you're going into some sectors, even sectors like retail, etc., have a lot of operational roles. The package at Ahmedabad in the operations role, again, it's not a very popular area that people pick up. When you go into an MBA, you typically go into marketing, finance, consulting, etc., HR. Only I can see only 3 people uh, took up an operations role from Ahmedabad in the 2023 report, and their package was again in the 18.5 to 25 lakh range. So from any other B school, again, the numbers will get muted to 50, 60, 70% of this. So you can expect 7, 8, I mean, from the tier 4 B schools, 7 lakh, 8 lakh, 9 lakh packages. Tier 2, tier 1, lower level tier 1 B schools, you can start expecting around 16 to 18 lakhs. So I hope this has been a useful video for all of you to decide on your specialization. Make sure that you first match your skills with the area which you are trying to specialize in, and then look at the packages rather than the other way around. So all the best to all of you. Do comment on the video and make sure that you tell me what more you want to hear from me. Thank you so much.